You know, the hardest fighters are the ones that don't want to get knocked out. To knock out, you know, it's like, because you got to take risks with them. And like, at the end of it, you know, he's still a puncher. You know, you don't want to overcommit, especially, you know, he's very fast, you know.
I committed to myself and my dad that I will be the best version of myself every time I step out there, and I want to present to the people who I really am.
Before facing Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight crown, Ryan Garcia honed his craft in the gym with a sparring session against Rolly Romero. The intense drills highlighted Garcia's lightning-fast reflexes and precise timing, while Romero's aggressive approach pushed him to stay sharp and composed under pressure.
That I don't usually do. And so it's hard to fit in exactly what he wants you to fit in until later. So like, he f***ed up. Because you shouldn't go into a fight like this right off the bat off a change. And now I'm on fire. Like, yeah, I had that bad form, but like, that still got me in some type of shape to get in for the next one. And now I'm like, damn, let's go all the way.
Ryan Garcia is intensifying his training as he prepares for his February 21st battle against Mario Barrios for the WBC Welterweight Championship.
Slow, drive, right, which is gonna work that serratus muscle. So when Ryan takes his shot, everything is coming through here, and it's also the big boxer muscle. There it is. That's what we do. Damn, only halfway. You already did 100 of them. There you go. Come on. Let's go, nephew. Get it. Whoosh! Whoosh! Look at that serratus. The next workout is our running machine. This machine works the extension and the flexion without putting all that pressure as if we were outside running. Great work. Come on, push that. Come on. Let's go. Good job. Okay, good. There we go. 5 seconds. Come on. 5 seconds, 40 yards.
Garcia is dedicating himself entirely to peak performance for his matchup with Mario Barrios. His goal is to silence skeptics, showcase his abilities, and display growth, putting on a performance that establishes him as a top contender in the division.
I'm on fire. Like, yeah, I had that bad form, but like, that still got me in some type of shape to get in for the next one. And now I'm like, damn, let's go all the way, you know?
You know, we're just coming off the press conference and you had your face off afterwards. Mario's a big guy. He's a tall
well, no,
guy.
don't be fooled. They got them boots on, that, like 3-inch heels. Don't be fooled, bro. I looked at him, I was like, you ain't this tall, brother. I know. He got them heels on. Like, his head and frame face is big, but like, his body ain't. You ain't making 147 if that head matches that body. That's cute. He do got that Aztec look though. Thick bone. I gotta break that.
I've seen you had a lot of success against smaller fighters. You timed them exceptionally well. I don't know though, if you fought a guy this tall, I mean, have you fought somebody this kind of height? Or
if history repeats itself and patterns show, I knock out these type of people, taller people. Like, but in disgusting fashion. Every time I've sparred a taller guy, fought a taller guy, they just get clipped and just boom. Maybe because they're a little bit more higher and I gotta hit them, like, I don't know. But that's kind of what I've noticed in my lifetime, and every time I've fought a taller person.
Ryan Garcia shared that having his father in the corner highlights his personal development and self-assurance. He noted that throughout his career, he trained under multiple accomplished coaches, picking up a variety of techniques, approaches, and tactical insights along the way.
Dad, and your dad's never been gone. He's been part of your team no matter who's been your head trainer, but he is back as your head trainer for this fight. Walk me through that decision. Why did you decide to go back to your roots and have your dad train you for what is a pretty big fight in your career?
Man, everything that's good in my life is when it's guided by God, my instincts, and not kind of pushed from anything else, like no outer source, whether it be money, whether it be trying to please somebody, whether it be, you know, any other motive other than myself, God, and my instincts and my heart. So, you know, my instinct, my heart said, you know what, I'm gonna bring back my dad. You know, I feel like I got so much knowledge from all three of those coaches, and all displayed in new, certain things that I may have been missing. And I think I've gotten what I needed out of those trainers, and through my journey of becoming a better fighter. And my dad has been there for the whole ride, so he soaked in all that knowledge, and now we're ready just to be a father-son duo and take over.
Garcia emphasized that he isn't worried about his coach also working with Mario Barrios. He feels that his own training, strategy, and concentration are what truly count. In his view, once the fight begins, alliances no longer matter. Success will be determined entirely by what happens inside the ring.
I think he knows things about you that are going to help Mario Barrios be successful on fight night.
Nah, I don't think so at all. I mean, like I said, I've picked his brain. I'm a very observant person. When I'm around a trainer, I observe everything they do. Their movement, why they say this. I question a lot of things. So if anything, I know what they're doing. And it kind of seems like he's disinterested in this fight. But I think because he's been through a lot of wars, he's taken a lot of punches, that spark is like, damn, I gotta do it again. Like, this shit's gonna suck. Like, that's kind of what I've seen in him, though.
Well, the reverse, I guess, you sort of touched on it, might be true. Do you think that your knowledge of how a Joe Goosen trains fighters can be useful when you're getting ready for Mario Barrios?
As best as I can, as best as that will be displayed on fight night. I don't think a fighter can change that much stylistically wise. Now, I'm not saying that top form is.
Rolly Romero commented on Ryan Garcia's remarkable speed after their sparring sessions. He highlighted that Garcia's hand movements are exceptionally quick, making it challenging to respond or defend. Romero also mentioned that experiencing this speed firsthand is unlike watching it, and it can catch opponents off guard when they step into the ring.
Way more explained. Ryan's fast as shit. Ain't nobody gonna say Ryan's not one of the fastest fighters. And I look way faster at 47, way more explosive, way more durable, way more agile.
During his year-long break from a ring, Garcia revealed that he rarely set foot in the gym and struggled to maintain his focus on boxing. He explained that he needed a mental and emotional pause, stepping away completely from both training and the sport itself.
I assume, during the year off that I actually was in the gym. No, I was not in the gym at all. I was literally, just not caring about boxing, didn't even think about boxing. And then they gave me 2 months to prepare for a fight, and I had to lose 30 pounds, and it was just a lot of things that you shouldn't do in a camp. And, we definitely learned from our mistake there. And like I told everybody, just like Tom Brady when he misses a pass, it's a good analogy that you got to forget about it and get right back to the next play.
Ryan Garcia is determined not just to claim victory, but to deliver a thrilling experience for fans. He views boxing as both a sport and a spectacle, aiming for a performance that leaves a lasting impression. Garcia plans to approach the fight with speed, aggression, and confidence, seeking a clear-cut win rather than a cautious strategy. He sees this matchup as an opportunity to reaffirm his place among the division's elite and respond to doubters. Fans can expect a focused, motivated fighter who combines intensity with excitement, creating memorable moments that energize the audience throughout the bout.
He's going to bring his best game, I'll bring my best game, and we'll see what happens.
How do you feel it's going to be like without a crowd?
It's going to even when I knock him out or hurt him, it's not going to be as fun, but that's why I said I'm just going to get this victory, dominate him. I only fight for other people. I don't care about myself. My ego's out of this game. I'm all about winning and entertaining everybody, so it's but we'll figure it out.
Tim Bradley believes the showdown between Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia won't last the full distance and is likely to end with a knockout. He points out that both fighters' aggressive approaches create opportunities for game-changing counters. Barrios brings solid technique, a powerful right hand, and an effective left hook, making him a threat if Garcia makes a mistake. On the other side, Garcia relies on his speed, strength, and signature left hook, though his style leaves him open with a low guard and exposed chin, particularly when retreating. Bradley notes that the decisive blow could come from either fighter. Garcia could catch Barrios while advancing, exploiting his susceptibility to damage, or Barrios might land a critical punch as Garcia enters or exits after his flurries. Overall, the bout is expected to be explosive, with both men taking risks to land the finishing shot. making a knockout far more probable than a drawn-out fight.
Fundamentals. I think that Barrios is better, in every department, to be honest with you, besides the speed and the power, that area. But Barrios does have some pop on his shots, and he has some counterpunching ability where I think he can hurt Ryan Garcia. Do I see this fight going a distance? I don't think this fight's going to go to distance. I think there's going to be a knockout in this fight. It's either going to be Ryan Garcia catching him as he's coming in, or vice versa. You're going to have Barrios catching Ryan Garcia as he comes in, or even if he exits, with a right hand or something like that. Man, I see Ryan having a hard time with just, again, the IQ of Barrios. Say whatever you want to say about him. Barrios is tough, he's gritty, he's solid.
Tim highlights the left hook as one of the most threatening tools against Ryan Garcia due to certain defensive habits that leave openings. Although Garcia possesses remarkable speed and his own powerful left hook, his tendency to keep his chin high and hands low creates vulnerabilities that skilled opponents can exploit. Historically, precise left hooks have proven effective against him, allowing fighters to land clean, damaging shots. Tim notes this pattern isn't unique to Garcia. Other top boxers, like Oscar de la Hoya, showed similar susceptibility while still being dangerous themselves. Barrios, with strong counter-punching ability and a powerful right hand, can pair his offense with timely left hooks to take advantage of Garcia's in-and-out aggression. Strategically, the left hook could be decisive in this matchup, and if executed perfectly, has the potential to end the fight with a knockout.
You never want to hook with a hooker, but as I follow the evolution of him and his craft, it seems the left hook gets in there, man. He can get buzzed by the left hook. Barrios isn't a bad puncher. He's a pretty good, solid puncher, but the left hook is dangerous to punch with Ryan Garcia with the left hook. However, I've seen Haney do it. I don't know, for some apparent reason, guys that know how to throw that left hook, they sucker for left hooks themselves. I remember De La Hoya being a sucker for the left hook as well. They're really good at landing their left hook, but shit, they don't do well with taking one in return. But the punch for Barrios is the right hand, and he will have opportunities to land it on Ryan Garcia, because Ryan, he shoots his jab and he brings his hand back low, and then he stands up tall as well, so he's always having his chin straight up.
Ryan Garcia's father and trainer, Henry Garcia, acknowledged that during the Devin Haney camp, Ryan's focus wavered and outside distractions affected his training. This time around, however, the camp has been far more disciplined, with Garcia demonstrating strong commitment and concentration. Henry emphasized that fans can expect Garcia to be leaner, possess greater endurance, and deliver more explosive power when the bell rings. Dropping from 140 pounds to 147 pounds isn't expected to be an issue, especially without strict rehydration rules complicating things. Overall, the message from his team is clear. Garcia is back in peak condition, fully dedicated, and prepared to perform at the highest level. With this renewed focus and professional approach, he could be faster, harder to hit, and more dangerous in the ring, establishing himself as a serious threat to any opponent.
7 is not too far off from 140. So there's a strong possibility without rehydration calls, we could probably drop down to 140 with no problem.
And make the fight happen at 40 instead.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then you guys can rehydrate whatever you guys want from there.
I mean, listen, this is another thing that I've been seeing, and this is kind of interesting, is that, yeah, you got to rehydrate, of course, absolutely. Now, how far you can rehydrate, I would love to be over 7, 8 pounds. Some go 10, some go 12, some even go 15, but they do rehydrate. But when you're in shape, in total fitness, I think the most you could hydrate is 7 or 8 pounds. I'm not kidding.
Rolly Romero admitted that even after sparring with Ryan Garcia, he can't be certain which version of Garcia will appear on fight night. He acknowledged that Garcia's speed and athleticism are undeniable in the gym, but emphasized that sparring performances don't always reflect what happens in an actual bout. Romero explained that a fighter's mental approach plays a critical role in determining the outcome. While Garcia possesses all the physical tools, the result will hinge on how he manages pressure, stays composed, and executes his strategy. Romero respects Garcia's skill set, but warned that unpredictable mental states can make even a formidable matchup uncertain.
What are we expecting from Ryan and Barrios? You know, you beat Ryan recently. Dan was very outspoken about how he looked bad in that fight. What kind of Ryan do we expect coming into that fight versus Mario Barrios?
I don't know. What are you guys all expecting?
You know, there's something that keeps on saying, and I kind of agree to it, that we're uncertain what kind of Ryan we're going to get, right? Like what kind of, how's he going to see him come into the fight? Conovan said that. Albert said that we don't know what to expect, what kind of Ryan. If we get a Ryan, obviously focused and training, he could be a good fight versus Barrios. So what do you think?
I don't know what I think. You know, like I said.
You got to give me something, Rolly.
I tell you, for all we know, he might still have PTSD from me.
Think so?
Yeah.
Would you come out on a stream with him? Because now he's streaming. Would you be on a stream with Ryan?
Oh, sounds like the bank account's running dry.
Mario Barrios, who has previously squared off against the legendary Manny Pacquiao, sees a distinct contrast between the two opponents. He described Pacquiao as an exceptionally seasoned fighter whose timing, ring intelligence, and resilience required constant adjustments during their bout. Barrios likened facing Pacquiao to a fast-paced game of chess, highlighting the Filipino star's knowledge and calm under pressure. In contrast, he views Ryan Garcia as an entirely different challenge, young, explosive, and dangerous thanks to his speed and power. Barrios acknowledges that Garcia has earned this opportunity and must be respected, noting that this fight will test athleticism more than the tactical experience that defined his matchup with Pacquiao.
My thing is, this man, Manny Pacquiao, we're going to talk about him just for a little bit, who Ryan Garcia has said is a hero of his, and you're going to face Ryan Garcia. So you're going back to back. But Manny Pacquiao being over the hill, quote unquote, he still had that game. He still had the speed and reflexes. He still had the IQ and certain things that, like you said, it's different when you're in there, huh? Kind of threw you off a bit.
Yeah.
So, with Ryan Garcia, you can match him physically. Mm-hmm. The guy is a tall guy, all right? The guy's a strong guy, so are you. Knockout power, you got the length, all those things. But his speed, how are you going to deal with that speed without giving too much away? I don't want you to give too much away, but how are you going to deal with that speed when you guys fight?
Timing always beats speed, and boxing IQ also. And I think, going into this fight, I know I'm the better fighter. I know on a boxing level, not saying that Ryan isn't good. Mm-hmm. He's good at what he does. He's very explosive, but I just know I'm the better fighter. I just know what I'm better at in this fight, and I'm gonna show that on the February 24th.
Mario Barrios shared that he and Ryan Garcia have faced similar challenges, both having fought Gervonta Tank Davis under strict rehydration rules. He explained that once a fighter signs the contract, the conditions are accepted and excuses shouldn't follow. Barrios noted that he was already planning a move up to welterweight when the Tank fight opportunity arose, but it was too significant to pass up. He believed his skill and experience gave him a chance to compete, describing the bout, especially in the early rounds, as a tactical chess match. Meeting the required weight, however, was extremely demanding. He admitted the cut was grueling, and after the weigh-in, he rehydrated as much as the rules allowed. Barrios recognizes the difficulty Garcia likely faced under the same conditions, but he stresses personal accountability, professionalism, and responsibility over complaints.
And we didn't know how much you guys had this in common until you just tweeted it or X'd it. What do they call it now? But, but you guys, both of you fought Tank.
Yeah.
And everybody was raving about and talking about the rehydration clause that was put on Ryan. And then you just came out very simply. That happened to me too. Talk about that. How much does that affect you? And when you saw Ryan out there, did you kind of feel his pain? Like, hey, listen, man, I know that was hard to do.
Yeah.
How much does that affect? Or you're like a no excuses, it didn't affect me at all type of.
Yeah. You sign the contract, you know what you're signing up for. So I'm not gonna sit here about it because it didn't go my way. When I accepted the fight with Tank, I was already planning on moving up to welterweight, but of course, that fight was presented, and I was like, man, I'm not gonna pass up the opportunity.
Right.
And I knew on the boxing level with Tank, like I've been boxing just as long as he had. So I knew on a boxing level with him, like I could.
Do you believe Ryan Garcia's sharpened focus will be the deciding factor? Let us know your thoughts and predictions in the comments below.